And again, it shows you why preseason football is very lucrative as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dismantle, dismember, destroy, pummel, humiliate, piss on, whatever you want to call it. What other adjective comes to mind where one team is extremely dominant and the other team is incompetent, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers piss all over the Cincinnati Bengals, and I win my Monday night game of the year. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Now, earlier in the week, you know that I was on Sid Rosenberg's show. I gave out 4 selections, and you can hear it on his podcast, and I went 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. Jeff DeForest, I was on his show, and I went a perfect 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, and you could hear the breakdown of the games, and it was as if I had tomorrow's paper today. It was as if they were fixed games. It was as if I was in on the fix. Now, the games were not fixed, but I read it so prophetically, so perfectly, it was like I had a crystal ball. And when I get the right information from the right people, I win. And again, I get real information. I get information from the horse's mouth. I get information that affects the outcome of the game. And that's why I gave you Tampa Bay for everything you own. That was preceded by the San Francisco 49ers destroying Dallas, as I told you to bet everything you own. So again, we roll into week 3 of the preseason, where you know they play for keeps, where you know, no two ways about it, the first 2 quarters, at least, sometimes going into the 3rd quarter, you'll have every starter on the field, legitimately. Everybody in week 3 plays their starters. Here's how the schedule goes. On Friday, you have 3 games. On Saturday, you have 11 games. Then on Sunday, you have 2 games. There's no Monday Night Football. Then the entire slate of games is played week 4 the following Thursday, which will be September 3rd. Coincidingly, that is when college football opens, September 3rd. So you'll have 5 college football games, and you'll have 16 NFL games, 21 games played on September 3rd. But as you know, we do not bet week 4 of the preseason, because you don't know who's going to play, and normally that's just a mail-in, and that's just scrub time, and normally they allow players to play in that game. They're going to be cut right after the game's over, so they get a little taste of the NFL in preseason, and then they say, see you so long, bye-bye, go golf, or they try out for other teams that might pick them up, but they're not going to make the specific roster they're on. So again, let's repeat. 3 games Friday, 11 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. Now, every day leading up to Friday, today, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will specifically hone in on Major League Baseball, looking for that one best bet out there that you could bet $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on. Right now on the internet site, as always, I give you a free winner on the homepage of the website. I'm on fire on these free winners. Just absolutely on fire. Just killing them. Just killing them on the free winners. They have like 23-12, 23-12, 23-12. Just an unbelievable record. Unbelievable record. On the homepage of the website, another free winner at stewfeiner.com, plus one best bet in Major League Baseball that you could absolutely score out on from me, and one best bet from The Godfather. Biggest bettors in the world, trust me with their money. You can too. You should too. Yesterday, as advertised, New York Mets humiliating the Philadelphia Phillies. Mets with their best pitcher on the mound, Jacob deGrom, ERA of 1.98, gets shelled. He gets knocked out of the box, down 7-2, and the Mets don't care, and they come back and score, I think, 14 runs. They win the game like 14-7. It's like a football game. It's like 2 touchdowns to 1 touchdown. The Mets right now have scored like 49 runs in the last, 4 games. It's, ridiculous. 40-plus runs in the last 4 games. Just been an absolutely unbelievable performance. And, of course, their captain, David Wright, comes back, and he hits a 450-foot homer after not playing for about 70 games, 80 games, 100 games, whatever it was. Just phenomenal. David Wright comes back, and the Mets set a record for home runs hit. 8 home runs. 8 home runs. 8 home runs. 8 home runs. 8 home runs in 1 game. I remember during the year, about 2 months ago, the Mets didn't hit any home runs for 15 games. I think they went 15 games without a homer. They hit 8 last night in 1 game. And you see the Mets are a much different team. because their starting pitcher can get shelled and they can still put a 10 spot on you. Now, the Phillies, although they're dog shit, they were hot since the All-Star break. They're like 22-10. They're playing great ball. They're like 12 games over 500 since the All-Star break. So they're not a dog shit team, but the Mets destroyed them. So again, we are ready to roll in New York with a lot of momentum. The Mets are in first place by like 5.5. The Yankees are dead even with the Blue Jays. That'll be a battle all the way down the stretch. The Mets are pulling away from the Nationals right now. And I think they have like 20 games left, the Mets, or 15 games against last place teams. They have the easiest record in Major League Baseball coming down the stretch. Going to be real hard for the Nationals to catch them. The Mets would have to go into a total funk. They would have to choke, beyond choke, the worst choke ever, for them not to win this division. Mets are playing great ball right now. Yankees are right there. Yankees are right there. Now it looks like they might have lost CC for the year. Teixeira is still hurt, but for some reason they are still resilient. They have not given up, and they've gotten enough out of their big bats during the beginning and the middle of the year, and now they get Ellsbury back, although he really hasn't been crushing the ball. They get a little Beltran, who's been good. They get A-Rod, who's been really good 3/4 of the year. He's now slumping. Looks like he's tired in August. And I believe that they will make a run and stay there with Toronto back and forth. Don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but it'll be exciting coming into September. I would say the Mets are a lock to win the division right now. Washington just doesn't have it. No matter how hot they've been, they can't put together a streak, and they can't hit the ball right now. I mean, they're in a funk. They are in a slump. So let's see what happens right now with the Mets. Let's see what happens right now with the Yankees. On the card again today, best bet in baseball for me. You saw Stu Feiner, best bet in baseball, in Godfather, Howie Feiner. On the free pick phone right now, we have a two-team parlay. Two-team parlay, absolutely free, on a free pick phone, on a recorded message, 800-982-2211, 800-982-2211. Talk's cheap. My games do the talking. Listen to the podcast. Listen to how I break it down. Nobody does it better, whether you're Craig Carton, whether you're Mike Francesa, whether you're John fucking Madden. All three of you are not Stu fucking Feiner.